Hello! Welcome to Let's Master English. This is your host, Sarah, and I'm so glad you've decided to tune in today. We're going to talk about something that I believe is the single most important, yet most overlooked element in mastering any language: purpose. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Purpose, Sarah? That sounds a bit philosophical. I'm here for grammar rules, vocabulary lists, and pronunciation tips. And don't worry, we'll always have plenty of that. But I want you to stick with me, because understanding your true purpose for learning English is not just a nice feel-good idea. It is the engine that will power you through the plateaus, the fuel that will keep you going when motivation wanes, and the compass that will guide every single study decision you make. Think about it. How many of us have started learning English with a vague goal, like, I want to be fluent, or I want to get a better job? These are fine starting points, but they are like trying to navigate a vast ocean with a map that just says, go west. You might drift for a while, you might even make some progress, but eventually, the sheer scale of the task becomes overwhelming. You lose sight of the shore, and you forget why you even set sail in the first place. Today, we're going to build you a state-of-the-art GPS. We're going to pinpoint your exact destination, and I'll show you how to use that destination to chart the most efficient, effective, and even enjoyable course to English mastery. So let's get started. Part 1. From vague desires to vivid visions. The first step is understanding the difference between a vague desire and a vivid purpose. A vague desire is passive. A vivid purpose is active. Vague desire: I want to improve my English. Vivid purpose: I want to be able to confidently participate in my weekly Zoom meetings with my colleagues in the U.S. office, offering my own ideas and understanding their feedback without needing a translator within the next 6 months. Do you see the difference? The first is a wish. The second is a mission. It has context, a deadline, and a measurable outcome. It's personal, specific, and emotionally resonant. This is what we're aiming for. A purpose so clear you can almost taste it. So, how do we find this vivid purpose? It's often buried under layers of shoulds and supposed tos. We need to do a bit of excavation. My favorite tool for this is a simple but incredibly powerful technique borrowed from the world of business problem solving: the 5 whys. You start with your surface level goal and ask why 5 times, each time digging deeper into your own motivation. Let's walk through an example. Let's imagine a listener named Paolo from Italy. Paolo's goal: I want to learn English. Why? Because I want to get a better job. Okay, this is a common and good start, but it's still vague. Why do you want a better job? Because I want to earn more money and work in a more interesting field, like tech. getting warmer. We're adding specifics. Why do you want to work in tech and earn more money? Because I feel stuck in my current role. I see all these exciting innovations happening and I want to be a part of it. I want to contribute to building something new. More money would also give my family more security. Wow, we've hit a deep value, honoring family, being a role model. Why is contributing and providing security for your family so important to you? Because my parents worked incredibly hard in traditional jobs to give me a good education. I want to honor their sacrifice by building a future they can be proud of. And I want my own children to see that it's possible to follow your passion and succeed. Boom! There it is. Paulo's purpose isn't just learn English for a job. His purpose is to master English so I can break into the global tech industry, honor my parents' sacrifices by building a secure future for my family, and live a life of contribution and no regrets. Now, which goal do you think is more likely to get Paulo out of bed an hour early to study? Get a better job? Or live a life of contribution and no regrets? When he feels like giving up, he's not just quitting on a language. He feels like he's quitting on his family, on his future self. His purpose has become his armor against apathy. Your actionable tip. Take 15 minutes today. Write down your surface-level reason for learning English. And then ask yourself the 5 whys. Be brutally honest. Write down your answers. The final why is your true purpose. Write it down on a sticky note and put it on your computer, your bathroom mirror, or the inside of your notebook. This is your North Star. Part 2. Purpose in Action. Stories from around the world. Example 1. Kenji, the engineer from Tokyo, Japan. Vivid purpose. Kenji is a talented software engineer. His company is collaborating on a major project with a team in California. His purpose is to clearly explain complex technical concepts and confidently debate solutions during bi-weekly video conferences, ensuring my ideas are understood and respected by my American counterparts. How his purpose shapes his learning. Vocabulary. Kenji doesn't waste time on tourist phrases or Shakespearean literature. He focuses intensely on technical jargon specific to his field. Business idioms used in corporate settings like let's circle back, on the same page, low-hanging fruit, and the language of polite disagreement and suggestion. Practice. He doesn't just do grammar exercises. He practices by simulating his purpose. He writes short technical reports in English. He records himself giving a 5-minute presentation on a recent coding challenge. He uses platforms like italki to find a tutor who is also a professional in the tech field and role-plays project meetings. Consumption. He watches presentations from tech conferences like Google I/O and Apple's WWDC. He listens to tech podcasts like Acquired and The Vergecast. His entire learning ecosystem is built around his specific professional goal. Example 2. Fatima, the grandmother from Cairo, Egypt. Vivid purpose. Fatima's son and his family have emigrated to Canada. Her 2 young grandchildren are growing up speaking primarily English. Her purpose is To be able to read bedtime stories to my grandchildren over video call and understand them when they excitedly tell me about their day at school, so I can build a close, loving bond with them despite the distance. How her purpose shapes her learning. Vocabulary. Fatima focuses on domestic, familial vocabulary, words for toys, foods, animals, school subjects, and feelings. She learns the simple, repetitive language found in children's books. Practice. Her primary practice is speaking and listening. She uses language exchange apps to find patient partners who are happy to have slow, simple conversations. She practices by talking to herself, describing what she is doing as she cooks a meal, just as she would if her grandchildren were there. Consumption. She watches children's shows and animated movies in English, like Peppa Pig or Bluey, because the language is clear, slow, and contextual. She buys English versions of classic fairy tales and reads them aloud, practicing her pronunciation and intonation. Her purpose is connection, so her learning is rooted in the language of the heart and home. Example 3. Sofia, the university student from Bogota, Colombia. Her vivid purpose is to score above 100 on the TOEFL exam and be able to write sophisticated academic essays and understand complex university-level lectures on climate change and sustainability. Her purpose shapes her learning. She dives deep into the academic word list. She creates flashcards for terms related to research methodology, environmental policy, and scientific analysis. Her practice is highly structured. She works through TOEFL prep books, taking timed practice tests to build stamina. She practices writing essays using the specific structures required for academic writing: thesis statements, topic sentences, supporting evidence. She practices her listening skills by watching university lectures on YouTube and Coursera, taking notes as if she were in class. She reads academic journals, articles from publications like National Geographic and Scientific American, and listens to intellectually rigorous podcasts like Ologies or BBC's The Life Scientific. Her learning is targeted, disciplined, and directly aligned with the specific demands of her academic goal. These three people, Kenji, Fatima, and Sophia, are all learning English, but their paths are wildly different because their purposes are different. If Kenji studied like Fatima, he'd fail in his meetings. If Fatima studied like Sophia, she'd be frustrated and overwhelmed. Your purpose is your ultimate shortcut. It tells you what to focus on and, just as importantly, what to ignore. Part 3. Aligning your daily habits with your grand purpose. Knowing your purpose is step 1. Actively using it to shape your study plan is step 2. Here are practical tricks to ensure your daily actions are building towards your ultimate vision. Trick 1. The purpose-driven content diet. Stop consuming random English content. Start curating your content based on your purpose. Think of yourself as an athlete training for a specific event. A marathon runner doesn't train by lifting the heaviest weights, and a powerlifter doesn't train by running 20 miles a day. If your purpose is professional, like Kenji, subscribe to industry-specific newsletters in English. Follow thought leaders in your field on LinkedIn and read their posts. Change your phone's language to English to get comfortable with the UI of your professional apps. If your purpose is social or travel, follow travel vloggers from English-speaking countries on YouTube. Watch popular TV series on Netflix that everyone talks about so you can engage in small talk. Listen to English pop music and learn the lyrics. If your purpose is academic, like Sophia, watch documentaries on topics you're interested in. Listen to university lectures on platforms like edX. Read nonfiction books on subjects you want to study. This isn't just about efficiency, it's about creating a world where English is not a subject you study, but a tool you use to engage with your passions. This makes the process infinitely more enjoyable and sustainable. Trick 2, the micro-goal mission. Your vivid purpose is your destination, but you still need a roadmap with weekly and daily checkpoints. Break down your grand purpose into small, achievable, micro-goal missions. Let's go back to Paolo, who wants to work in tech. Grand purpose: master English to break into the global tech industry. This month's goal: become confident discussing project management. Today's task: watch a 10-minute YouTube video explaining Scrum, write down 3 new terms, and use them in a sentence. Each micro goal is a small, satisfying victory that proves you are on the right path. It makes the monumental task of learning a language feel manageable and provides a steady stream of positive reinforcement. Trick 3. The purpose partner. Find someone to share your journey with. This isn't just about having a language exchange partner. It's about finding someone whose purpose aligns with yours, even loosely. If you're learning for business, join a professional networking group for English learners on a platform like Meetup or LinkedIn. You can practice industry-specific conversations and even review each other's resumes in English. If you're learning to consume media, find a book club or movie club partner. Pick a book to read or a movie to watch each week, and then meet up, virtually or in person, to discuss it in English. A great example of this comes from a listener in South Korea named Gyeon. Her purpose was to be able to travel solo through Europe and feel confident navigating hostels, cafes, and museums. She found another Korean woman on a language app with the exact same goal. They didn't just practice grammar, they role-played specific travel scenarios. One week they'd practice checking into a hostel, the next ordering food at a restaurant with a confusing menu. They'd look up maps of the London Underground and practice asking for directions. Their shared purpose made their practice sessions targeted, practical, and incredibly effective. Part 4. What happens when you lose your way? Even with the clearest purpose, there will be days when you feel lost. Motivation is not a constant wellspring. It's a tide that ebbs and flows. The key is not to avoid the low tides, but to know how to navigate them. First, revisit your why. This is the emergency flare. When you feel like giving up, pull out that sticky note with your 5 whys result. Read it out loud. Close your eyes and visualize the scene you imagined when you first defined your purpose. Imagine Kenji in that meeting, ideas flowing effortlessly. Imagine Fatima hearing her grandchild laugh at a story she's reading. Imagine Paulo opening that job offer email. Reconnect with the emotion. The feeling is the fuel. Second, audit your purpose. Sometimes your purpose itself needs to change. Life happens. You might have started learning English for a job you no longer want. You might have planned a trip that got canceled. It is perfectly okay to redefine your mission. Perhaps your purpose shifts from a professional one to a personal one. Maybe you discover a new passion, like classic cinema or online gaming, that gives you a new, more exciting reason to learn. Don't be afraid to run the 5 whys exercise again. Your English learning journey should evolve with you. Third, focus on the system, not just the goal. On days when the big goal feels too far away, just trust your system. Your system is your daily habit. Maybe your system is 15 minutes of Duolingo while my coffee brews, or listen to one English podcast on my commute. On your least motivated days, don't worry about making huge progress. Just complete the habit. Show up. The small, consistent actions are what build momentum and carry you through the dips in motivation. Every small act is a vote for the person you want to become. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the psychology of motivation to practical, actionable steps you can take right now. If there is one thing I want you to take away from this episode, it's this. English is not the destination. It is the vehicle. The destination is the connection with your grandchild. The destination is the successful project launch. The destination is the confidence to explore a new country, the ability to engage with a global community that shares your passion, the power to build the life you've always imagined for yourself. Stop just learning English. Start your mission. Define it, visualize it, and let it infuse every part of your learning process. When your purpose is clear, the what and the how fall into place. Your study sessions will have direction, your motivation will have resilience, and your journey will transform from a frustrating chore into a meaningful adventure. That's all the time we have for today on Let's Master English. Go find your why. I promise you it will make all the difference. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.